Good, happy Tuesday morning, December 15, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's begin. First up, we begin with COVID-19 updates. 919 new COVID-19 cases reported in New Hampshire, one additional death. Let's take a listen to that video from Wmur News 9.
Tis this season to save at Beltate's Building Supply, with shovels, thermal gloves, and portable heaters, all on sale through December 31st. Shop one of our 9 locations safely, order by phone, or shop online at beltates.com. Count on Beltates. Number of positive cases here has grown by more than 900, 613 new confirmed tests today. The rest are from the backlog over the last week. And with those added cases, Friday, December 11th became the second day with more than 1,000 new cases reported.
One more person has died. The total number of deaths now at 604. 78 have been during December. That is nearly 13% of all deaths.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire COVID information, new updates and data. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 31,875 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 13,688,504 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 604 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 862 number of people have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 267 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And now let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 852. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 5314. Now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple. Daily new positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, new hospitalization. And red, deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple. Total current COVID-19 cases. In orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple. Total positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, total hospitalization. Red, death. And blue, recovered. Let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate, positive PCR and antigen test rate, and daily PCR test. Let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases, and female and male of cases. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. First doses of COVID-19 vaccine arrive in New Hampshire and marked for long-term care and high-risk hospital workers. Vaccine expected to be administered to those high-risk workers starting today. Let's take a listen to that video from Wmur News 9.
Today's a day that I think a lot of us have been waiting for quite some time. And if you had asked me 4 or 5 months ago, if a vaccine was going to be here before January 1st, I would have thought you were crazy.
The first vials carrying Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine arrived in New Hampshire Monday morning. The governor says he is upbeat and enthusiastic about the state's next steps in gaining control of this pandemic.
This is the last inning, if you will. We're coming in with the closer, try to finish this one out strong.
The governor says every county will get some of these first doses, proportional to population and need.
We have a system now that keeps track of what the need is. So everyone lets us know what they need, and then depending on how much we get from the federal government, we just distribute out kind of a pro rata share to each of those facilities this week, and then another shipment will come in next week.
The vaccine will go to the highest risk health workers, people who live and work in long-term care facilities, and first responders. About 100,000 people in all. Of the more than 12,000 doses now in the state, over half is set aside to activate the federal long-term care facility program.
So that's around 7,800 doses of vaccine is being held back for that program, which starts December 21st.
What's left this week goes to hospitals.
Those hospitals can start ordering vaccine today, and we will provide it to them when they're ready to receive it, and they have clinics scheduled.
Now, as for how many people eligible in the phase 1 vaccination will actually take it, well, that is still unknown. Inoculation is not mandatory, and the state is not keeping track of who opts in and who doesn't. Reporting live tonight, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 2 ultimately deaths investigated in Manchester. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
The Attorney General's office not releasing much information at this time. They are only confirming that they did respond to 2 untimely deaths in Manchester today. So here's what News 9 has learned so far. Manchester Police and Fire went to 1345 Bodwell Road at 11:55 this morning for a medical call, and shortly thereafter, police were told it was a possible shooting victim. News 9 saw Manchester Police outside the apartment building, and the Manchester Police crime van arrived and started processing the scene at around 1:15 this afternoon. Again, the Attorney General's office only saying that they did respond to 2 untimely deaths in Manchester today. We will keep following this story and bring you more information as it comes available. In Manchester, Jessica Miranda, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire electors cast votes for Biden-Harris. Governor praises state election process. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
This year, I got the most unique gift for the holidays. My wife gave me a Fleet Air Club membership for Christmas. One of the many...
There are 4 votes cast for Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States, and 4 votes cast for Kamala D. Harris for Vice President of the United States.
In Concord, New Hampshire's presidential electors casting their votes in the Executive Council chamber today. The votes in the Granite State are one part of the nationwide process of electing the president and vice president. State Senator and Democratic elector Donna Soucy was overcome with emotion.
Today I'm also profoundly overwhelmed to see Kamala Harris become the Vice President of the United States.
As the country continues to move forward to Inauguration Day, San Anselm political science professor Chris Galderi calls President Trump's fight against the results dangerous.
I think there is now a subset of the population in whose eyes this election is not just an outcome that they didn't want, but something that they view as fundamentally wrong, fundamentally corrupt.
And Professor Galderi says for some Republicans in Congress, what they say now could impact them in their own 2022 midterm elections.
You could have a situation where your position on who, quote unquote, really won the 2020 election becomes a litmus test in Republican primaries. And just that is a not a great place to be as a country.
And today, Governor Sununu was in attendance. He said that it's important for people to see how the system works and that the system worked appropriately, especially here in New Hampshire, and that all votes were counted appropriately in New Hampshire. Reporting live, Jessica Moran, Wmur News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 24 residents living in Walden Echo Village being evicted over safety concerns. Let's take a listen to that video from Wmur News 9, Kristen Carosa.
This year, I got the most unique gift for the holidays. My wife gave me a Fleet Air Club membership for Christmas. One of the
The Walden Eco Village in Peterborough was created more than 12 years ago. Right now, roughly 25 people live there.
Tiny little houses, shared facilities, cooking and bathroom facilities, that sort of thing.
The owner says he initiated a subdivision process so people could own their own structures. He's working with the town through that process.
Safety has not been an issue. And all of a sudden, I'm told there is an imminent safety danger.
Town officials inspected 15 buildings in the village last Thursday. 14 of them are being rented. The fire chief tells us they found several code violations that are raising major concerns.
As an example, for electric, the cabins are powered by extension cords. So there are extension cords that are daisy-chained from building to building, providing power to those. There are gas appliances, gas lines, and propane tanks that are installed. None of those were ever permitted by the fire department.
The fire chief says the town is working with the owner to figure out what tenants need to leave this week and who can safely stay temporarily.
That would just give those residents additional time to find alternative housing prior to the cease and desist order being posted on those properties.
Tenants we spoke with are worried and upset.
The timing not only of Wednesday deadline, but of the time of year, of what's going on, of some of the families with kids at home trying to do school, and the stress that everybody is feeling.
We are not at fault here, and we are solely the ones being punished by the town for whatever missteps have happened along the way.
Reporting in Peterborough, Kristen Carosa, Wmur News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Popeyes plans to open this week in Manchester, and I believe they're opening today. Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen, whose fried chicken sandwich sparked long lines and a craze across the country last year, will be the latest national brand to open in the Queen City over the past several months. Very cool indeed. I'll need to go and try it out. Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen. I'll need to go and try that out. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.